Hey y'all, it's Crystal. Thanks so much for coming by today. We're going to be doing a tag today. Yes, another book tag. And this is the Swan Song Post-Apocalypse tag. And this was created by Cliff over at Cliff's Dark Gems. I'll, of course, link his channel and his original video below. Cliff is really wonderful. If you're not watching his videos, definitely go give him a watch. He's been putting out some good stuff. Really big horror fan. So if you're into horror, definitely need to add them to your watch list. All right. So these are, as the title suggests, questions that are based off one of his favorite books, which is Swan Song by Robert McCammon. And so, like I said, the questions are kind of themed around that. So it's a really good tag. So let's dig right into it. Okay, one is the end of the world as we know it. Name a book with an abrupt or bad ending. And I'm going with the abrupt ending here, and because recently I read Nova by Samuel R. Delany, and the book literally ends in the middle of a sentence. Like, it's not even a period on the end. It ends mid-sentence. So very abrupt. I was kind of like, that's it? Okay. So yeah, Nova by Samuel Delany. Space opera, really more of a character type of study about this group of kind of a ragtag group of folks on this shuttle or this ship that's going to extract some elements from a nova. So read that one recently, but a very abrupt ending. Yeah. Alrighty, we're gonna make a pile. Pile them over there. Number 2, Shattered Earth. Name a book that made you feel damaged and broken inside. And I went with Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy because this is an absolutely brutal book. Y'all know I read horror, so I read a lot of stuff. I don't think anything's been quite on the level as Blood Meridian as far as violence goes, though. There's so much brutality in this book. Just pure, just very violent. And yeah, by the end of it, you just are kind of like, damn, good grief, you know. God, this book. Yeah. So Blood and Reading, I'm going with that one. Number 2, Sickness, Plague, Radioactive, Poisoning. Name a book where a central character is battling a disease, or features a character with a disability. And I wanted to highlight If at Birth You Don't Succeed. This is by Zach Anner. This is a nonfiction book by Zach, and it's amazing. So if you don't know Zach, he is a self-advocate. He has cerebral palsy. He's really funny. You can find him he has a YouTube channel. He's on Instagram, that kind of stuff. He's always trying to, he's just really funny. He makes his day-to-day life really funny. The things that he kind of has to deal with as someone that lives with cerebral palsy, as a wheelchair user, as just moving through the world, as a wheelchair user. I loved this book. It's filled with his comedy and his good heart. So I definitely recommend it. Okay, number 4, Good, Humane, Brave. Name a feel-good book that warmed your heart. Now, I recently read, was this back in March? Yes, back in March, because it was for middle grade March. I read A Rover's Story. You guys, when I tell you this is a feel-good book, this one is definitely feel-good. It's so lovely. It's so wonderful. And as the title suggests, we are following some Mars rovers, and this one in particular, and he kind of gets this little personality, and you just really fall for him, and you see him living out his days on Mars, and oh my gosh, it's so good. And there's a time period of him being built, and then some of the characters around that, the scientists that are around, that are taking care of him. There's a little girl that's we see a lot of her perspective as she's writing letters, things like that. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, this was so lovely. If you're at all interested in, space, space exploration, particularly maybe with Mars, the Mars rover, oh my God, you've got to read it. It's so good. Okay. Number 5, Evil, Warlords, and Power. Because we all know once the end of the world hits, there's always got to be some asshole. Anyway, name a book that contains your most hated character. I got 2 books here because I couldn't narrow it down. One of which is Gone to See the River Man. Lori in that book can suck it. I do not like that I hated that woman with everything. What a rotten character. And also, like, everyone in Wuthering Heights. Oh my God, you're despicable. Like, insufferable. Oh my God. Okay. Number 6, The Struggle to Survive. Name a book where a character, puts aside their morals, ethics, and values to survive. Of course, this popped in my mind. A recent read, Battle Royale, of course. This is by Koshin Takami. And yeah, everyone has to put their morals aside in here because there's a group of teenagers and they're all put on an island and they have to kill each other to be the last, man standing. And yeah, so you definitely have to put aside, these sort of inner things that you're feeling to be able to do that. To like seriously just like murder your classmates and friends, yeah, you gotta disassociate yourself for sure. And yeah, this was really good. Put it over there. All right, number 7, Absent Technology. Name a book that makes you think of life without modern gadgets. And I would say, honestly, any kind of book that I would have read as a kid. Any of my Judy Blooms, my Beverly Clearys, even probably a lot of Goosebumps books, I didn't read those as a kid, but any kind of middle grade book, I think, especially if it's an older book, because, this is, otherwise known as Sheila the Great. This came out probably, 1972. There's not going to be a lot of technology, and that's why, you may have, like, a phone, a house phone that has a cord attached to a wall to it, but yeah. So Sheila the Great, this is really the start of the kind of overall Fudge series, which I do want to reread one of these days. But yeah, I love Judy. Y'all know I love my Judy. Okay, number 8, The Social Collapse. Name the most dark, depressing book you've ever read. I'm a horror reader. I read a lot of dark and depressing things, so I had to kind of think. I think one that really affected me kind of somewhat recently was The Fifth Child by Doris Lessing. This one definitely has some themes in here that just hit home. It hit really close to my heart. And it was tough to read. It was really tough to read. And this one was one that was really dark and depressing for me, for sure. But on the other side, number 9, There's Always Hope. Name the most optimistic book you have read. And I went with The Girl Who Drank the Moon. I love this story. This is not a middle grade book. This is by Kelly Burnhill. This is a sort of fantasy story. And at the end of it all, you definitely feel really optimistic and that things are going to sort of make a turn and start to get better for, everyone that's involved. There's this like tiny little dragon here whom I just adore. There's a witch in here. I love this book. And yeah, again, by the end of it all, you feel really good, and you feel, again, like things have turned, and things are going to change, and the way that things have been done in the past will change, and it will be really good for everyone. So you definitely feel optimistic by the end of this one. So I love it. Okay, number 10, Fresh Beginnings. Name a book that has a perfect opening paragraph or chapter that really draws you into a story. Y'all know I love this book. It's been a while since I talked about it, so let's talk about Betty by Tiffany McDaniel. It's also a really sad book, but I do remember reading this chapter. So I'm going to read you the first. I'm just going to read it to you. Because I even marked the very first chapter, okay? And y'all know I'm not a tabber, but anyway. A girl comes of age against the knife. She must learn to bear its blade, to be cut, to bleed, to scar over and still, somehow be beautiful and with good enough knees to take the sponge to the kitchen floor every Saturday. You're either lost or you're found. These truths can argue one another for an infinity. And what is infinity but a tangled square, a cracked circle, a space of fuchsia sky? If we bring it down to earth, infinity is a series of rolling hills, a countryside in Ohio where all the tall grass snakes know how angels lose their wings. This book is filled with luscious writing like that, and I love it. I actually now want to reread this book because I've read that first paragraph of chapter 1. Oh my god. This is a family drama. It's got, like I said, it has got some sad bits. It really is. Just have you some tissues ready when you read this one. But it's the writing is amazing in here. So yeah, Betty by Tiffany Daniel. All right, so let's tag a few folks. I'm gonna tag. I haven't tagged Mindy in a while. Mindy, if you've not been tagged for this one, Mindy over at Mindy's Book Journey. Who else? And maybe Goddess of Gore. Yeah, how about that? Yeah, so I'll tag those two ladies, and again, of course, tag your it if you like the sound of this one. It was really good questions, and you definitely do it yourself also. So thanks to Cliff for making the tag and tagging me to do it. It was I had to think about this one for a little bit. So yeah, it was a good tag, and thanks for watching, and I hope you're doing well. And I'll see you in the next one.